Hello, Mr. Joe. I hope you've been having a wonderful day wherever you are. I'm Sheila, and this is my attempt on ASEAN and Regionalism final examination. The topic I'm going to be presenting today is about ASEAN and US's relationship and how it could be utilized to realize the vision of environmentally sustainable cities as envisioned in ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community Blueprint 2025. The presentation will be divided into four major parts. First, I'll shed some light onto what is ACC Blueprint and what kind of objective is ASEAN trying to achieve from the blueprint. Second, I'll talk about how US perceive ASEAN and to what extent is actually the US engaged themselves in Southeast Asia. Third, I'll finally dive right into the main topic, which is about US-ASEAN Smart Cities Partnership. And last but not least, I'll conclude this whole presentation. Alright, so moving on to the first discussion. As we have discussed in class before, ACC is the commitment to live the quality of life of its people through cooperative activities that are people-oriented, people-centered, environmentally friendly, and geared towards the promotion of sustainable development. ACC Blueprint aims to open a world of opportunities to collectively deliver and fully realize human development, resiliency, and sustainable development as we face new and emerging challenges together. Furthermore, ACC aims to realize a community with five following pillars. First, a community that is committed, participative, and socially responsible through an accountable and inclusive mechanism for the benefit of all ASEAN peoples. Second, an inclusive community that promotes high quality of life, equitable access and opportunities for all. Third, a sustainable community that promotes social development and environmental protection. Fourth, a resilient community with enhanced capacity and capability to adapt and respond well to social-economic vulnerabilities such as disasters, climate change, etc. And finally, a dynamic and harmonious community that is aware and proud of its identity, culture, and heritage with strengthened ability to innovate and proactively contribute to the global community. Now that we've gained perspective into what the ACC Blueprint is trying to achieve, we're moving on to the United States and ASEAN. The US has always perceived Southeast Asia as an important region, not just for a region of contentment over influence with China or geopolitical purposes, but also socio-economically. There is a burgeoning perspective that the US influence is declining, especially after the detrimental regime of Donald Trump, who seems to be reluctant to engage with ASEAN or even abandoning ASEAN. Despite all that, ASEAN is still perceived as a region of great importance, especially in the Indo-Pacific region. This is shown in official U.S. Department State document, who said that the U.S. supports ASEAN efforts to ensure that all Indo-Pacific countries, regardless of their size, have equal stake in determining the future of the region. The U.S. has been fully committed to protecting the freedom of navigation in the South China Sea amidst China's aggressiveness. Furthermore, economically, the U.S. has also put a high regard in ASEAN. While it is not ASEAN's largest trading partner, the U.S. is the region's largest foreign investor, buying exports amounting as much as $260 billion in 2019 alone. By the end of 2018, U.S. investment in ASEAN stood at $271 billion. This is even bigger than the U.S. investment in China and Japan combined, and we all know that Japan is one of U.S.'s traditional allies. U.S. companies are also known to have employed over 1 million workers in the region, paying out $30 billion in salaries and wages in the process, and indirectly support a much larger number of jobs through sourcing, contracting, and other business activities. All the data presented display a sense of commitment and care for the U.S. have for ASEAN, and this can be capitalized on by ASEAN. We're finally moving on to the main topic of my presentation, which is about the realization of sustainable cities in ASEAN. The vision for environmentally sustainable cities is stipulated in the blueprint under C2 with 6 main visions. First is to enhance participatory and integrated approaches in urban planning and management for sustainable urbanization towards a clean and green ASEAN. Second is to strengthen the capacity of national and local institutions to implement strategies and programs towards livable cities. Third is to promote coordination among relevant sectors to provide access to clean land, green public space, clean air, clean and safe water, and sanitation. And then, to promote cities that are child, youth, and elderly or older persons and persons with disabilities friendly through enhanced coordination with relevant sectors to provide sustainable and accessible infrastructure systems. Fifth is to strengthen positive economic, social, and environmental linkages among urban, peri-urban, and rural areas. And finally, to strengthen policies and strategies for the effective management of population growth and migration on cities. Alright, so now the question is, how does the U.S. fit into the picture in terms of realizing the Sustainable Cities Agenda as envisioned in the ACC Blueprint? Now, creating the urban settlements of the future demands a fundamental and wholesale shift in the role of technology and innovation in an urban context, as well as the need to engage with the new ways of thinking, working, and governing that these developments will require. As we all know, of course, the U.S. is in great possession of knowledge and technology. ASEAN can capitalize on this to maximize its vision of sustainable cities. First, to build expertise. There will be in-person and virtual training and guidance to develop and improve knowledge of smart city innovation and best practices. This can be done by fostering capacity building between the U.S. and ASEAN. Second, sharing knowledge to produce and curate relevant resources, mechanisms, and other assets to support the development of smart and sustainable cities utilizing the U.S. vast knowledge in that area. Third, to collect data and to gain insights as a part of research and development activities. Fourth, a community of practice. As ASEAN is an organization that is centered and oriented on people, therefore it is salient and important that the community is being included on this. As it turns out, ASEAN and the U.S. already have existing partnership on smart cities, namely the U.S.-ASEAN Smart Cities Partnership, or the USASCP, which is a Department of State initiative launched in 2018 and aimed at promoting sustainable, resilient, and inclusive solutions to advance urban quality of life in Southeast Asian cities. With 20 projects across the region, the USASCP addresses urban challenges through knowledge sharing and capacity building, systems modeling and data collection, research and innovation, and private sector engagement. The USASCP works in partnership with numerous U.S. government agencies, including the Department of Transportation, Department of Commerce, National Science Foundation, and the Center for Disease Control, as well as university and private sector partners. The said programs help advance smart sustainable cities throughout the ASEAN region. So, as I have mentioned before, there have been over 20 sister cities projects between US and ASEAN. For example, Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and Boston, Massachusetts, Jakarta, Indonesia, and Los Angeles, California, Hanoi, Vietnam, and Dallas, Texas, etc. So, in ASEAN, cities are at different stages of development between and within member states. These differences are in terms of technology, adoption, policies, regulations, and digital governances. What is needed at a regional level right now would be the support for project preparation, project financing, as well as ways to put in place the appropriate infrastructure for the cities concerned and better engagement with the community. What is needed at international level is to forge partnership with important ASEAN partners such as the US to support more cities in developing action plans and high-quality project proposals. When technology, city governance, and a community of people come together to improve the quality of life for everyone, partnership is the key in delivering smart and sustainable urbanization. So, we have finally come to the end of my presentation. I hope it could enrich our insights and knowledge about ASEAN, particularly in relations with the realization of sustainable cities vision and cooperation with the United States. I would like to apologize should there be any mistakes from my side, and I hope the result would be satisfactory. Thank you very much.